So, if you want to learn how to trade options, purchase my ebook located at wordly41.gumroad.com. And basically, an update on my Dogecoin position. Right now, I own 42,904 worth of Dogecoin. Right now, the position is down $4,866 with 58 cents. And basically, looking over at Dogecoin, right? Overall, right now, crypto, or I guess you could say Dogecoin, right, it's still considered in a downtrend. The reason I say that is because ever since January 26, Dogecoin went below all of the moving averages, and then ever since then, it's just been having trouble breaking that stubborn 50-day moving average. It finally broke it over here, then went below it again. And then you can see here, it tried breaking that 50-day moving average, failed. And then you can kind of see that it's just been in a constant downtrend ever since. And then at one point it broke over the 50-day moving average, it failed, broke over the 50-day moving average, completely failed, and it's just been in a down slope ever since. At one point it looks like we were going to start reversing to the upside, but then it just started slumping towards the downside. And from here, currently we're close to the 200 180-day moving average. It looks like yesterday's candles tried breaking the 180/200-day moving average. And it looks like today it tried doing the exact same thing and completely got rejected by the 180, not by the 180, but the 200-day moving average. So honestly, if right now, by the looks of it, the 9 and the 20 are above the 50-day moving average. That sort of means that we're in a bullish trend for the short term. Now, if it manages to break over the 200-day moving average / 180-day moving average, we could see more possible upside from Doge. And the reason we saw market upside was because today, Trump announced that he will not put tariffs on electronics, if I remember the article that I read. Let me see if I can pull it up here, but I doubt it's not gonna do it. But let's see if the fee. No, I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that because then it shows inappropriate stuff. But basically, in a way, what happened today was that basically Trump announced that he will not be implementing tariffs on certain electronic goods. That means iPhones aren't impacted, chips, batteries, anything I guess that has to do with electronics will not be affected. The only thing that will be affected is like clothes and other stuff, I guess. And basically, where do I see the stock market going from here? Based on what was announced today, if that's the case, there's a pause on tariffs on. Well, there isn't going to be any. There's not going to be any tariffs implemented on in electronics, and that possibly means that we could see a huge reversal to the upside, possibly Monday morning or Monday overall. And right now, the 4-hour time chart on the SPY, it looks like we're in a short-term uptrend. The 9 and 20-day moving average are currently above the 50-day moving average. What needs to happen is that we need to break above the 180 or 200-day moving average so we can see further uptrend from SPY and obviously break out of this downwards momentum that we've been ever since in SPY since the 24th of February. Ever since the February 24th, we've just been in a downtrend ever since. And so, yeah, we'll have to see what happens on Monday. If that in news that was talked about today, right, can have a positive impact on Monday's market, then we could possibly see further uptrend from SPY. We can finally break out of this, downtrend that we've been ever since February 24th. I think, right? And then just overall looking at the what is it? Oh, I also want to talk about the VIX. The VIX. So far, the VIX, it looks like it's trying its best to not break that stubborn 20-day moving average. By the looks of it, if that news is just short-lived, that electronics aren't going to be impacted by tariffs at all. It's a possibility that that news could be short-lived, and this could lead the VIX to spike after that short-term good news is over. And this could possibly lead to the SPY seeing more downside. That is if, it approaches the 180-day or 200-day moving average and can't break it, then we could see more downtrend from SPY. But from the looks of it on the VIX, it looks like it's used the 4-hour, on the 4-hour time chart, it looks like it's used the 20-day moving average as support. So if the VIX does decide to use the 20-day moving average on Monday for whatever reason, right, due to that news that being very short-lived, this could impact the VIX to bounce off these 20-day moving average and see further uptrend. And then just overall, like, if you guys want to see, like, you want to create a watch list or whatnot, there's this free website called finviz.com. It's totally free. You can use that website to create a watch list. Me personally, I let you guys on a watch list for April. These are the current stocks that I'm looking over, and so basically, those stocks are NVO, Broadcom, Apple, Taiwan Semi, Nvidia, Alphabet, or / Google, Bank of America, Tesla, Salesforce, and Oracle. And I'm just gonna do a quick analysis. So it looks like NVO made it over the 50-day moving average. So that could possibly mean that we could start seeing an uptrend from NVO. AVGO Broadcom is over all of the moving averages. Currently, it's above the 200 180-day moving average. This could mean that we could see further uptrend from Broadcom if possible. Apple is still in a downtrend. If Apple does decide to go down lower, I expect it to at least land on the 9-day moving average and bounce off of it. Taiwan Semi, same thing. It looks like if I were to play Taiwan Semi, I would play puts because by the looks of it, it's had trouble breaking above the 180-day moving average at one point. So I would personally buy puts on Taiwan Semi. Nvidia, it looks like it's having trouble breaking out of that /180 /200-day moving average. Honestly, I would buy puts on Nvidia, but by that news, right, being potential good news, it could make Nvidia break over the 180 /200-day moving average on Monday. Google, I'm not sure if this is even good news for Google, since they sell electronics, but they're not really based around electronics, I guess. But anyways, if Google does decide to break over the 180 /200-day moving average, it could be very well that Google could enter into an uptrend. But me, basically, if I were to play it safe, I would just buy a small position of puts on Google once it approaches the 180 /200-day moving average. Bank of America, it looks like it's having trouble just going over pretty much the 50-day moving average. At one point, it tried breaking it here, and it completely failed, and it completely failed here again. So honestly, I would play puts on Bank of America if it wants to, once it reaches the 50-day moving average. Tesla. Honestly, I would buy puts on Tesla because first I would buy once it approaches the 200-day moving average. So when it's close to the 200-day moving average, I would buy puts there. And then let's say it just goes berserk and decides to go towards the previous high of 276, 274. I would buy another couple of put options there. But this would be just a small position into Tesla though. Salesforce, it looks like Salesforce could use the 20-day moving average and bounce off of it. So honestly, I would just wait for what the market does at open. And personally, I would just buy calls at Salesforce once it, lands exactly on the 20-day moving average. And then Oracle, it looks like Oracle is below the 20-day moving average. So I would just patiently wait and see if it can land somewhat near the 50-day moving average or land exactly on the 50-day moving average. But yeah, I would play calls, just like a little small position. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So like I said, if you guys want to learn how to trade options, purchase my ebook. It is now a little bit more accessible instead of being worth like $100. So I do really want you guys to learn this skill. I mean, I feel like trading options is a very valuable skill, and honestly, if you learn this skill, it can honestly help you out a lot, especially with what's going on with the economy. You can learn how to play puts, you can learn how to play call options, and honestly, this will honestly help you in the long term if you decide to make this a career out of this. So link will be in the description below, or it's available at wordly41.gumroad.com. Link is in the description below, like as always, and it's a little more cheaper now that it's worth $25. So that's pretty much it. Basically, the Dogecoin position is down $4,000, close to $5,000. This is a long-term play, and honestly, I'm just dabbling a little bit into the crypto space. I'm not really that into the crypto space because I more so dabble into stocks / options. So that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, take care, and as always, this is not financial advice. As always, take care, and as always, use that free website that I mentioned where you can create your own watch list. It's called finviz.com. And if you're trading options, I think there's this website called Alpha Options, impliedoptions.com. I'll try to put it in the description if I can find it. So that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, take care and bye.